Hey guys, welcome to SpeakAudibly.com. My name is Mike B. And I'm here with my son. We're playing at the dog park here. It's amazing. Hey guys, so I am here in Fort Worth, sitting outside of the apartments, and it's a little rainy. It's 75 degrees, so it feels great. I don't even actually need this jacket, but we're gonna go ahead and do episode number 7 of the 100% Me podcast here, and I'm super excited about this episode because I am talking about book number 4. Yes, book number 4 of our 100% Me series is currently out, and I'm pumped for it. I'm pumped. For those of you guys who don't know me, my name is Mike. I am the host of the podcast here, and before we move any further, I want you to subscribe. I want you to hit that notification bell so anytime we do release new videos, you can be the first one to know about it and to view it and to gain value. That's what this whole thing is about. It's about value. So when I wrote 100% Me Mom, this is the 4th book of our 100% Me series, it's all about the 12 things that I learned from the female influencers in my life. You see, the women in my life have really helped me to become the man I am today. Now, that's not to say I don't have any men in my life that have really helped me to be a man, because I do have a few examples there as well. And you'll see that in the 5th book that will come out next month. But when it comes to the women, I truly champion the women in my life. And the women that I talk about in this book, they're my mom, my wife, my aunt, my grandmothers, my mother-in-law. I know a lot of you guys, you don't really like your mother-in-law. I love my mother-in-law, and so that's why she is featured in this book. I mean, my mentors, and there's so many women in this book. My little sisters, yes. And I've learned something so pivotal and so critical to my life and who I am and who I'm called to be from these women. And so what I wanted to do today is just give you guys value, not just say, oh, my book's for sale, go buy it. I would love for you to do that as well, and there will be a link in the descriptions below for that. But how can I give you value? And the best way I know to give you value is to help you to focus and be intentional about becoming a person who influences someone else's life positively. You see, these women, that's exactly what they did. They positively influenced my life. Now, I've learned some of what not to do from individuals, but that you won't find in this book. But I want to talk about 3 of the women that I actually did speak about in this book. I want to talk about 3 of those things that I learned, and I hope that you gain value from them. Number 1, I want to talk about my big mom. This is my grandmother. This is my mom's mom. You see, Big Mom, she taught me faith, right? She didn't just shove down my throat what I need to believe, but whatever it is that I choose to believe in it with my whole heart. Right? And that transfers from relationships to religion. It's a broad spectrum of faith. Just believe in it. Believe in yourself. And so now I carry this level of belief to the point where I have programs, I have corporate clients who I try to transfer the same belief between the organization and the employee, between you and your spouse, between you and yourself, your own mind, getting out of your own way. Right? So Big Mom has influenced how I believe in anything and everything. The faith that I have is because I've watched Big Mom. Now, I don't believe in a religion. It's a lifestyle, right? And I remember kneeling down next to Big Mom when I was really young, and I would hear her praying, and it just did something to me, right? Because she did this every night. Off the side of her bed, we'd kneel down, fold arms, and we'd pray. And I remember how huge this was for me. Right? Because it literally was every night. It was so consistent. And I thought to myself, okay, even at a young age, if someone believes in something or believes in themselves or believes in another person enough that they would tell them every day, that's huge. That's huge. So now that I run my own businesses, this is how that translates. I get up every day and I do something to push my business forward. I work with a lot of contractors, and it's like, okay, how can I encourage them? How can I push them? Because it's not just about giving my brand value. My brand is all about giving other people value, giving other people a platform. So when you watch this podcast and you see some of the other episodes that I will link up in the cards above here, you will see that these are people who have businesses or are high performers at a business, and they simply love people. And they want to see people move forward. And so that's why I have them on the podcast. But it stems from this faith and this belief that I learned from my big mom. The second lady is my mom. My mom, she loved people so much and continues to love so much. And she loved so hard. Honestly, sometimes I've watched as that love has been hard to reciprocate, right? Because it's so deep and it's so strong. And I have a nickname for my mom that I mentioned in the book, but it's because that she is unbiased in protecting even her enemies. Now, she would never put anyone on blast. You know, people who have hurt her, or, you know, I've seen the scars. Being her firstborn, and she had me at 17, so I've literally been able to watch my mom grow into the person that she is today. And I've seen how she just loves and loves and loves. That's not to say that I'm, you know, revengeful or anything. I don't seek revenge in that way. But if you hurt me, I cut you off. I emotionally hit this switch. I will not be hurt again. And that's just who I am. But I've watched my mom to be able to love people and protect people, even from themselves. And she keeps her heart in this place of, I'm going to protect myself as to not let this happen again. But I will put my heart in a place where I will feel and I will love people regardless of how they've hurt me. And I just look at that and it's so admirable. It's so admirable. Because there's no spitefulness in her. She just loves. And as she's growing in herself and protecting her heart and protecting who she is and her surroundings and her environment, I mean, that's huge, right? So Big Mom taught me faith. My mom taught me love and understanding my surroundings. Who's for me, right? Who are the people that are going to push me forward? You may have heard the quote that you are the sum total of the 5 people around you, right? You average out to those 5 people. So if you're hanging out with 5 broke individuals who constantly complain about them circumstances, eventually you'll become broke and complain constantly about your circumstances, right? But if you go out and you find mentors and you find individuals who are doing things that you admire, that are doing things in business and life and relationships that you're like, man, I would love to do that, you will become the sum total of who they are, those 5 people. So maybe for you, you have to stop the video right now and begin to write down who are the 5 people that I spend the most amount of my time with. Because I guarantee you, once you begin to see who those people are and think through, okay, what are our last conversations like? You will realize very quickly who you are and why you are the way that you are by those 5 people. All right. And the third female influencer in my life that I want to talk to you guys about is my wife, Crystal. So Crystal and I have been together since I was 16. She was 15. And so we've been together for about 16 years. 16 years here in June 3rd to be exact. It'll be 16 years that we've been together. But we actually will be having our 10-year wedding anniversary, our marriage anniversary this year in September. I'm pumped. I'm pumped. A decade of being married to my very best friend in the whole wide world. It's been an amazing journey, and we have 2 sons. We're actually pregnant with our 3rd. So any moment now, I could be stopping this video and running to take my wife to the hospital to have our 3rd baby. So any moment now, we'll be having our 3rd little guy. And I'm so excited about that. But the thing that Crystal's taught me since we were so young has been loyalty. I mean, through school, she's been loyal. Through my ups and downs and my young man commitment issues, I mean, she's been through it all. My mountaintops and my valleys. And I've watched her do this in relationships in her own life. I mean, there have been moments when people have literally told her, as she's trying to get together with them, as she's trying to, you know, take the kids out to play, that she's not a priority. Like, quote, end quote, you are not a priority in my life. And I've watched how that broke her down. I mean, literally sitting in the bathroom crying, you know, because someone who she felt was a great friend of hers just shot her down. Right, and hurt her badly. And what happened? 6 to 12 months later, for no reason at all, you get the invite to the kids' party. She's there. Babe, let's go. Me, again, I'm not revengeful, but I cut people off. It is what it is. It's a defense mechanism. It's something I do. I'm working on it, guys. I'm working on it. I'll forgive you, but I'm not going to be hurt twice, you know. My wife, she's like, you know what? We should go and support them. And because I support her and I realize how loyal she is, we end up there. We end up at the kids' party, we're giving gifts, we're doing the dance, and we're loving it. She's genuinely loving it. She's genuinely all about the people in her life, and she is loyal to them, even to a fault. Even when it's not beneficial for her. And so those are the three women that I wanted to talk to you guys about, but what you will find in this book is just that. These individuals, these women who they've shown me these pillars that I now live my life by, or aim to live my life by. But most of them do this with nothing in return. They're not looking for any sort of payback. They're not looking to be impacted positively by what they're doing. They're simply living out their truth. And that's my prayer for you. Is that no matter where you are in your life right now, you are living out your truth. At Speak Audibly, we say you have a voice, let it be heard. There's a reason for that. We want people to speak their truth. I mean, there's so much going on in the world today. I mean, from coronavirus to, hey, this country, that country. And there's so many people who have an opinion. And because this is 2020, there's platforms for your opinion, right? I mean, I'm on a platform right now that you are watching or listening to, that you're able to hear my opinion. And what I hope when you hear me speak is that it just gives you value. That's all I want for you, is to have value, to be able to grow. Maybe that means that one day you reach out to me, you can send me an email at mike@speakaudibly.com, and we can have you on the podcast, because we want your truth to be heard. Whatever you're doing to impact the lives of people, we want to push that forward. As long as it's impacting them positively, we want to push that mission. That's why I speak with owners and high achievers. That's why we build relationships with people who are wanting to push their life forward, but not only that, but 10x someone else's life. That's what Speak Audibly is all about. That's why we call ourselves a platform. So if you have something a message that you want to be heard, you want to speak your heart, your truth, contact me. Reach out to Speak Audibly. We would love to put you on the platform or the podcast or a book, whatever it is. Like I said, we released our 4th book yesterday, 100% Me Mom, and for the next 12 days, so until May 27th, it's going to be 99 cents for the ebook. It's going to be 99 cents for 12 days because we want everyone to grab this thing. So maybe that means you share this video. Maybe you purchase a gift ebook that you get to email to someone else to be able to encourage them by the women that I champion in my life. And believe me, I'm championing women in my life because you guys are strong. You guys are powerful. A lot of what I find when I'm coaching one-on-one is that a lot of men, we kind of push the thing that we're naturally inclined to do to the side in order to accomplish something that we deem to be greater. Honestly, it's a pride trip. It's an ego trip. Let's call it what it is. But the women in this book and the women in my life, they've lived out their truth. The things that they've been created to do and called to do, and those innate talents that they have, they've continued to build upon those things, becoming great. And I've watched them. Some of them, like my mom, my aunt, my grandmothers, from the day I was born, I've been able to watch them and who they are, and they're so consistent. So I hope that you've gotten value from my mom's love, my grandmother's faith, and my wife's loyalty. But I hope that encourages you to go ahead and get the book, this book right here, right? And read the other 12 things that I've learned. And I hope they encourage you. All right, guys. Well, this, again, I'm Mike, 100% Me Podcast. I hope you guys are having an amazing day. It's a little gloomy, a little rainy out here, but it's still beautiful. It's another day to be alive and speak my truth. So, this is Speak Audibly. You have a voice. Let it be heard.
So, people consider me as a salesperson, but really I don't. I just believe in what I believe in. And so if I believe in it,